Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failure. In our last video, we completed the Zero mission called Supply Lines. This video is about the third and final Zero mission. This one is called New Model Army. Passing this upcoming mission awards $7,000 and makes Zero RC an asset, which will generate up to a maximum of $5,000. In Vice City, it took 24 in-game hours to get up to the maximum amount of cash that an asset could generate. Not sure how long it takes in San Andreas, but Zero RC maxes out at $5,000. CJ is looking good in his striped t-shirt, black khakis, brown boots, and cap. Let's go ahead and skip the trip back over to Zero in San Fierro and check out the cutscene.
What's happening, Zero?
I'm off to engage with destiny, good or bad.
What the hell are you talking about now?
The hour of judgment is upon me, and I must ask myself if I am a sheep or a goat. Carl, will you be my second? Here are some letters. I've left everything to you in case I don't make it. Please.
Already own it. What's wrong with you, man?
We are crossing the Rubicon. I am to engage in battle with Berkeley. At stake, honor and our very lives. It's funny. I've never noticed before how beautiful this time of year can be. I may never again see Rome in the springtime. A butterfly.
Come on with all the talking, man. Is you gonna battle Berkeley or what?
It's a fight to the death. Come hither. Behold, no man's land.
Man, y'all take this shit seriously.
Berkeley's headquarters is across no man's land. I'll drive the bandit, you fly the goblin, and help any way you can. If I get the bandit into Berkeley's base, he must leave San Fierro for good. Let battle commence!
Zero is controlling the remote control car. That's the RC Bandit. We are controlling a remote control helicopter, the RC Goblin. Berkeley also has an RC Goblin that he's using. And Berkeley also has 3 remote control tanks. Those are called Tigers. Right now, Zero is blocked by a barrel.
Carl, don't be an idiot. Use the goblin to move that barrel.
You can see the rivers here are solid and are not actually made of water. Interestingly, the water texture used here is exactly the same as that from the water in Vice City. In order to pass the mission, we need to help Zero navigate from this end of the warehouse to the opposite end to infiltrate Berkeley's base. You can see that our helicopter is equipped with a magnet which can be turned on or off. We've already used it once to remove a barrel from Zero's path. You can see Berkeley's helicopter. He just put another barrel in Zero's path. What an asshole. Our magnet can also be used to pick up and drop bombs on Berkeley's tanks. We haven't seen the tanks just yet. And it can be used to pick up and place planks because some of the river segments that Zero needs to cross don't actually have bridges connected to them. So let's go ahead and pick up this plank right here and bring it over to Zero.
Get a plank from our base and make a bridge across that gap.
You don't need to be very precise with the placement of the planks. You could see that one snapped on. So as long as you put it close to the middle of the bridge crossing, it goes exactly where it should.
Berkeley's using tanks. Carl, grab a bomb and get rid of any tanks that threaten our progress.
I'm going to quadruple speed this part. You pick up a bomb from your base, and instead of dropping it on the tank, I'm just going to hover here for a moment just so you can see the shots actually getting fired. So once the car is within sight of the tank, it fires. So you saw that kind of like white laser type thing. And you can see the health bar in the top right has decreased a little bit because the bandit, the car, got hit by one of the tank bullets. Like I mentioned, there are 3 tanks and we need to destroy them all. We'll octuple speed this part, and now on regular speed, dropping a bomb on tank number 2.
Curse you, Berkeley! Carl, move that barrel! Carl, move that obstruction.
It turns out there's another way to destroy a tank besides using a bomb, and that's drop a barrel on its head. Bam. And you'll see the screen shake. There'll be an explosion coming up right here. And that was the tank exploding from the damage it took from that falling barrel. We need to fill one more gap with a plank, and the game expects you to go back and grab another plank, a second plank from Zero's base. But I think it's slightly quicker to grab this plank that you've already used. At least it's a shorter distance anyway. And you'll see it again snap into place once we drop it. And because we've already gotten rid of all 3 of the tanks, the only remaining hazards are these barrels. So we'll just pick up these 2, shove them out of the way, and then victory will be ours. I don't have a challenge I can do for this mission, so our vanilla pass here is going to be our only pass for this mission. I'm going to interrupt this vanilla pass right near the very end, right before Zero gets into Berkeley's base, so that I can show you fail states and quirks and things like that. In most videos in this series, I'll put smooth little 1-second transitions between my clips, but here I think all the clips look very similar to each other because they're all inside of this warehouse with all the model stuff. And so I'm instead going to put like a black screen to really indicate, all right, here is a new clip that we're watching, different attempt. So this is our first fail state with time running out.
Failure. I only hope you're happy, Carl.
Mission failed, you ran out of time. It looked like there was an extra line that Zero was supposed to say, but didn't. All right, different fail state. This is your last goblin, so you actually have 3 different helicopters that you're given, and your helicopters can get destroyed, typically because you're accidentally, like flying into the ground or into the walls or whatever, but here we will do it on purpose. How does Zero feel about this?
It's always one lazy soldier who lets the whole side down, isn't it, Carl?
Mission failed. All your goblins are destroyed, and also Zero's being a real dick to CJ. Next fail state has to do with the bandit getting destroyed. I'm going to push this tank forward a little bit to try to speed up this process because Zero typically doesn't drive into the line of fire. And I'm going to fast forward this part as well. The tank is going to start to kind of slide off the path to the right, but eventually it's going to hit the bandit enough times, and Zero is going to get a little flustered.
Shitskis! Carl, this bandit's nearly had it. You let Berkeley blow up my bandit! Haha, Berkeley, I still have 2 bandits left.
I assumed that letting the bandit get destroyed would be an instant mission fail, but as you saw there, we actually have 3 different bandits that we can use. It is a time loss, though, if you let one of your bandits get destroyed, because then Zero has to start with his replacement bandit all the way back at the beginning of the path. In the coming clip, I wanted to see if I could destroy the bandit with a bomb. Heads up, Zero, and nothing. No damage. You can see in the top right, this bandit is feeling no pain. In the next clip, I wanted to see if I could get the bandit to fall into the river. So I put a couple of barrels in the way, then I dropped the plank, and so now the bandit is firmly on this bridge, which I remove. And I was hoping that the bandit would just fall right down into the water. And we'll spin the camera around and you'll see that it is just barely hanging on. I'll give you a better look at it. But it's okay, and even though the wheels aren't actually touching anything but air, as soon as I remove this other barrel, the bandit continues on its merry way. In this upcoming clip, you'll see my best attempt at trying to let all 3 of Zero's RC bandits get destroyed. This is easier said than done, honestly. All I plan to do is clear the path of barrels and put down 1 bridge for Zero, and then let Berkeley's first tank do all of the damage to all 3 of Zero's bandit cars. But the difficulty here is that 8 minutes really isn't necessarily enough time to make that happen. Remember, every time one of Zero's cars gets destroyed, his replacement car starts all the way back at the beginning, and so it takes him like a solid minute just to get back to where the tank can shoot him, maybe more than a minute. So we'll show you my best attempt at this, and in the meantime, let's read a little bit from the trivia for this mission. Recall the name of this mission is New Model Army, and the word model is there because this entire warehouse is filled with model tanks and model helicopters and a model car, model mountains and model rivers. But reading from Wikipedia, the New Model Army was a standing army formed in 1645 by the parliamentarians during the First English Civil War. I barely know U.S. history. I certainly don't know any of England's long history, but apparently the New Model Army was an actual army in the 17th century over in the First English Civil War. There are a number of radio stations here in San Andreas, and one of them is WCTR, that's the talk radio station. And one of the programs on WCTR is a call-in show about relationship advice. The program is called Lonely Hearts, and Zero actually has a phone call that he placed to the radio station. So this isn't the last time we're going to see Zero in this game, but it is the last mission he's going to give us. So let's go ahead and play that radio clip of Zero.
Hi, Lonely Hearts on the phone. Speak.
Hello. My name is Zero. I'm a first-time caller, and to the show. I've used the telephone before, but I am having real trouble with women. I don't know any... Yes, I don't know any.
Well, we all go through lean spells, you know. After a drought, you'll settle for anything that drops out of the sky, especially illegal immigrants stowed away in the landing gear. So exotic.
No. I masturbate quite often, if that's what you're implying. I'm just saying, this is quite a lean spell, lady.
Well, that's too bad. Still, after winter comes spring, and after the rain, the trees blossom and drop leaves and shit all over my yard.
Yes. Well, this is quite a winter. Do you understand what I'm saying? Try a nuclear winter. I've never even been near a woman close enough to grasp.
I don't know what to say.
Carl, we're down to our last bandit.
Well, that's odd considering you give advice.
I don't think I can help. Look, I'm just being honest here. I wouldn't even subject you to a hooker.
Please, lady, I don't want to be celibate.
There's a lot of people out there with a vow of celibacy, and look at all the joy they bring to the world. I'd love to help, but it sounds serious, and I like to keep things strictly trivial. Who's on the phone? How's your heart?
Poor Zero. Well, we're going to make him feel a little bit better right now by rating his mission. I've mentioned previously that I'm a big fan of model trains and model cars and model cities and those kinds of things. And so this mission right here just tickles me every time I see it. I know for speedrunners who do this mission over and over and over again, it is not the most exciting mission. It's kind of long. There's really not a lot that you can do to speed things up. And there's not a whole lot of action for the player, but still, I love the look of this mission. And controlling the RC helicopter is pretty fun once you get the hang of it. We're giving this mission a 10 out of 10. And now let's go ahead and rate Zero as a mission giver. So his 3 missions had scores of 7, 5, and now 10. Averaging them together gives just over 7, but Zero is such a likable character. He's quirky, a little bit odd.
Shitskis, he nailed me. He nailed me. Failure. I only hope you're happy, Carl.
But I can't help but root for this guy. We're going to bump him up to an 8 out of 10.
Oh my God. Berkeley he nailed me. He nailed me. Berkeley, this is not the end of this. Do you hear me?
Mission failed. All your bandits have been destroyed. And I showed you this fail state twice just because Zero said different things each time. All right, let's head back to our vanilla attempt and we'll go ahead and pass this thing. You can see Zero's just got a few feet left to go until victory is ours.
Ha ha! Ha! Berkeley, you, sir, are a loser. Leave the field of battle in shame, pack up your crummy mail-order business, and get out of my town! Carl, you are all a duelist like me could want in a second. Sir, I salute you.
Reading from the wiki, there was going to be a 4th mission given to us by Zero. It was called Tanked Up. It likely would have involved CJ controlling a miniature tank to destroy some buggies, which Berkeley had deployed against Zero, and facing a trap set by Berkeley. Not much else is known about the mission. So that's going to wrap it up for the mission New Model Army. If you have any memories you'd like to share about this mission, go ahead and throw them in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.